So,
Hey, you live in Coral Springs and you're curious about your water? Well, guess what? I'm here to serve you. So to begin with, what we want to understand is, where does the water come from, right? A lot of people don't know. Well, guess what? It's called the Biscayne Aquifer, and you can see it right here. This is basically, an aquifer is basically water under your feet. Yeah, only about 150 feet to 175 feet under the ground. And what's happened is the Everglades, with all the rain, pushes through and it brings the water down into this aquifer. And the aquifer moves to the ocean. Yes, the water flows, continues to go towards the ocean. And as it's passing under your town, Coral Springs, guess what? Your city pulls the water up, and then they have what's called a water treatment plant. Yes, treatment. Not water filtration, it's called water treatment. That's a big difference. That means that they're adding chlorine to the water, which I think is great. Why? Because you got a bunch of wildlife and a bunch of animals, and yeah, there's waste and all that other stuff that sort of gets into the water. So we want to kill that gross bacteria. Also, there's a lot of runoff. You can see there's all this drainage from farm fields and from industry and maybe septic systems that get into this water supply. So as it gets down into the aquifer and the city decides to pull it up, they add chlorine. I think it's a brilliant idea that it came after the late 1800s, when Chicago had an epidemic where so many people died as a result of bacteria getting into the water, right? So they add chlorine to the water. However, there's other things in the water. So this video is designed to teach you what's in the water so you can decide if there's something attached to that water droplet, you might want to get it out. So first and foremost, the report that we're going to refer to today is from the EWG. That's the Environmental Working Group. So you can go to that report yourself. It's ewg.org. You can click on tap water into your zip code, and you're going to find out some of the contaminants that are in there. Now, they're below the EPA's old standards. Yeah, 1972, updated 1984. I mean, they really haven't updated. They are talking about updating it right now. If you saw the news, they're going to add PFOAs. That's forever chemicals. Why? Because it causes cancer like all the other stuff. So finally, they're figuring out that they have to let us know that actually the water isn't as healthy as we thought about it. So forever chemicals, for all of you who didn't see my other video, it is 3M, DuPont invented a chemical, a product like, I'm standing on carpet right now. It's to avoid stains or make products last longer. Steel, when they made Teflon, that was a big one too. The benefit is it didn't stick, but guess what? It's poisonous to the human body. And as we dispose of all this stuff, guess what? It goes into garbage dumps that leak back into our water supply. And bottled water companies, along with the city, they get the water from this aquifer. Now the question is, do they take it out? So if you're looking to put the power of good, clean water in your own hands, you want to be in charge of your family's water. If you're looking to do that, then here's the things that are attached to this water droplet. First of all, there's arsenic, the 0.075 parts per billion. That is what the total is in there. The EWG recommends that it should be 0.004. Okay, so it's a lot higher than what the Environmental Working Group thinks. Now, chlorate is also in the water. You have 542.5 parts per billion of that chlorate in your water. 210 is what the EWG thinks should be in your water. Hexavalent chromium 6, you know what that is, right? You know who Julia Roberts is, right? She's the one that won the Best Actress Award for the movie Erin Brockovich Story, which is all about hexavalent chromium 6, which is a byproduct of steel mills, mainly, and how their discharge gets into our drinking water. And hexavalent chromium 6, which, by the way, the government has no standard on, right? They haven't set a standard for that, even though they know it's toxic to you and me. You have quite a bit of 0.220 parts per billion. Yes, the EWG thinks it should be 0.02 parts per billion. So you might want to get that off your water droplet. Haloacidic acids, you have 38 parts per billion on haloacidic acids. The EWG thinks that it should be 0.06. And lastly, there's trihalomethanes. Anytime you add chlorine to water that has organics in it, you get a byproduct. The government really doesn't have a standard for it because that's just the nature of the beast. So if you're sitting there going, what is trihalomethanes? Well, it's basically because of chlorine. And yes, if we read the side of a bottle right now, what would the side of the bottle say of chlorine? Danger, don't drink, you will die, basically is what it says. Harmful or fatal if swallowed, do not inhale. Yet in small doses, the government thinks it's okay. And also in small doses, it creates a byproduct called trihalomethanes. Your level is 49 parts per billion, and their recommendation is 0.15. So significantly more. So if you're looking to be able to clean that water for your family to drink, if you don't want to trust a bottled water company, which by the way, I understand why, because they're about making profits, and they basically just run this water through a carbon filter and they run it through a water softener. And hexavalent doesn't come out. Arsenic doesn't come out. A lot of contaminants don't come out. So if you're worried that maybe your bottler isn't getting you good clean water, then we have the right solution for you. So contact us because we know the right products that take that off of your water droplet so you can drink it. Remember, what you eat and drink, you become. You and I, what are we made of? Dirt and water, right? Everything that you eat came from the ground and water. So if you're looking to make yourself more healthy, if you're looking to make sure that you live longer, those are some of the benefits. If you're looking for good, clean water and you live in Coral Springs, reach out to me. Respond to my video. I'd be happy to answer any questions. We're happy to do anything we can to help make you more healthy. I'm Drew, and guess what? I'm here to serve you.